So what is green cleaning? Eliminating toxic agents and chemicals, creating an environmentally conscious lifestyle within the mind. I'm sorry, I don't have my microphone on. Within the mind, body, home, and on earth. I've developed a few basics to green cleaning after cleaning houses for 3 years. When we first started our business, my sister and I didn't know that much about green cleaning, but we knew that we wanted to use all natural, no chemical products when we clean other people's homes. And if someone was sensitive to smells, we would clean without scents. So we went out and we bought some all-natural cleaners that were on the market. And I'm sure most of you have seen these, and they're everywhere now. And then they were very sparse when we first started, so we kind of had to do our homework. But we quickly realized that they were, one, very expensive and didn't really smell all that good. It wasn't all that nice to clean with them. And sometimes they didn't even do a very good job. So as a little time went on, we started figuring out ways to clean without those products. So, of course, we wanted to cut our costs, but we also wanted to do the very best job we could when we were cleaning green. So, I've really narrowed it down at this point. There is, I guess, 2 actual cleaners that I use with my business. And I'll talk about them in just a few moments. But the number one thing that you need when you clean is water. So these are the basic things that I use. But water, the first essential life-giving and cleaning agent. We all drink it, we bathe in it, we use it to clean with. I also use white vinegar. Vinegar is acidic and helps to break down dirt and bacteria. Not only that, it is extremely economical compared with commercial cleaners. It's about $2 for that gallon of vinegar, and hundreds of uses, I think. Above all, vinegar is safe and all-natural cleaning agent for you and your pets. You can use 1 cup of vinegar with a few drops of essential oil, if you like scents, to help brighten, deodorize, and soften your laundry. You don't need artificial laundry softeners when you clean your clothes. Another fantastic product that I use is baking soda. We cook with it, we eat it, and we can clean with it. It is an amazing item. It's sold as a fairly fine powdery crystal, which is slightly but not very water soluble, and it's a fantastic scouring agent. It is slightly alkaline. Many cooking residues are acids. So when sodium bicarbonate interacts with acids in the residues, these little bubbles of carbon dioxide form right on the surface of the contamination, and it helps to lift that cooking residue off of your pots and your dishes and your countertops. The other product of reaction between sodium bicarbonate and organic acids is the sodium salts of these acids, which act as surfactants. These salts are already in position when they form, particularly well placed to perform their detergent action and lift dirt from the surface. Baking soda works fantastic for scrubbing your sinks, and you don't need to buy anything like a scouring agent. All you need to do is use baking soda. Use it in your sinks, your tubs. You can use a little bit in your toilets. You can't beat it. And it makes your job so much easier. Okay, so Dr. Milks might battle with me a little bit about essential oils. For those of you who do have sensitivities to flowers and trees, essential oils might give you some irritating symptoms. An essential oil is a natural oil typically obtained by distillation and having the characteristic fragrance of the plant or other source from which it is extracted. They are inherently antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. They are natural and useful way to kill germs, bacteria, fungus, viruses, molds, and mildew. Also helpful as a preservative for cleaning solutions. They also have, if you're not irritated by them, aromatherapeutic properties. So they impact you on a mental and a physical level. I often use peppermint or eucalyptus, lemon or orange with my cleaning agents. Aside from eucalyptus, we ingest peppermint, lemon, and orange. So when I buy essential oils, I buy therapeutic grade essential oils. They are not safe to put on your skin by any means because they are so strong. They always have to be diluted. I did read something that said you can put lavender essential oil directly on your skin, but I wouldn't suggest doing that. There's really no reason to do it. So anytime I use an essential oil, it's mixed with something else, and you start with very small increments of it to see if it's going to irritate your skin or your nose or just be plain too strong. One of the products I told you about in the beginning that I do buy is Castile soap. It's named for Castile, Spain, a region renowned for its olive oil. Castile bar soap was traditionally made with olive oil and animal fat. Today, solid and liquid forms are made with vegetable oils like palm, coconut, hemp, jojoba, and olive. So you can find it. I usually buy a really big bottle of it because I use it every day. But this is the Dr. Bronner's one, and it just looks like this, and there's lots of fun information on it as well. Let me go back to this. Castile soap is a fabulous cleanser because it is safe for your skin. It is made from oil. Be careful when you're buying Castile soap. You want a vegetable-based ingredient, free from processed detergents. You can buy Castile soap with no scent. I think they call it, the Dr. Bronner one is called Baby Mild. And I usually buy that one so that I can scent it the way I want to. I'll put lavender in this, or sometimes I'll use orange essential oil and scent it that way. But when you're cleaning a tub that has soap scum all over it, this and baking soda is the best thing to use because the oil breaks down the oil and the soap in the tub. And you might think, how does that work? It works. And we have tried so many different cleaning agents, and I never found anything that worked any better than that. You need a little elbow grease when you clean. That's just the way it is. The other product that I do purchase is a cleanser, and it's called Citrusolve. This is pretty expensive because it's made from the peel of an orange. So you can imagine all of this costs quite a bit to make. But it is a clear, the limonene in it is a clear liquid from the peel of an orange, and it is food grade. And then C10-16 paragraph-1 is a plant-derived surfactant. And then the fragrance, if you go on the Citrusolve website, I think they only have 3 fragrances. The one that I typically use is the orange one. The other one is lavender and bergamot, and I'm not sure what the other one is. But it's a wonderful cleaning tool. You just mix it with water. If you've ever used Goo Gone before, and you can take off the sticker with Goo Gone, Citrusolve will actually do the same thing. You have to be careful and protect your hands because it's so strong. And just like essential oils, it's so concentrated you don't want to get that on your skin. This is directly from the Citrusol website. It's actually a family-run business, independently run. And if you would like to look them up, it's just citrusol.com to learn more about them. And I think they're a wonderful company. Not only that, if you read this part, everything every one of us does has an impact on the world. That's why long ago our company implemented recycled and recyclable packaging. We also recognize the importance of adopting practices and policies to reduce our carbon footprint and have been working toward that goal. For example, their offices are 100% wind-powered electricity. We talked about Castile soap a little bit. Detergents and contemporary cleansers have only been around since the advent of modern manufacturing, just like so much of our other manufacturing and agribusiness. And what they use in a lot of these detergents is petrochemicals. Castile soap is gentle on you and the environment because it's free of artificial foaming agents, harsh cleansers, deconstructed fatty acids from vegetable oils or fats called oleochemicals, petrochemicals, and or chemical antibacterial agents like triclosan. It is also biodegradable. Liquid Castile soap is so versatile, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Okay, so the next few slides are interesting. We talked about cleaning our homes. But what about inside or outside our bodies? I think before we go on to that, I'd like to demonstrate the cloths that I use every day. I don't use paper towels ever when I'm cleaning. Maybe 1% of the time I'll get a paper towel out. But I'm going to ask Kathy to come up and help me demonstrate. I use a cloth called a Glean cloth. And this is not by any means a marketing tactic. This is my brother's company. He started this company long before I started a green cleaning business. But I do use these cloths every day, and they are washable and reusable. I have a bag like this full of them. So most of my Glean cloths look horrible because I use them so much, and I wash them every night. Yeah, they look horrible like that. But a new one looks like this, nice and white.
Oh. You want me to scrub while you do this?
Oh, I think we should do this one, Kathy.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, these came out of my barn. So they're really dirty.
Yeah, she decided she was going to make this job as hard as possible for me.
All right, so you're going to keep talking, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get that later.
Yeah. Kathy, I brought a bunch of them because when you use a Glean cloth, you want to run it under water and get it really nice and wet and then wring it out as tight as you can. And the wonderful thing about a Glean cloth is you don't need any cleansers at all. You just use the cloth.
No. I'm just showing them the dirt.
So, when you're done cleaning with a Glean cloth, you'll get a streak-free shine to your mirrors and windows.
Wow.
And they really do a beautiful job. A lot of times, if I'm working with a Glean cloth that I've used a million times already, I'll use a dry one on mirrors and windows to make sure it doesn't streak, because the brand new ones don't have any nubby fuzzes from washing them 100 times. So they work beautiful, but after you've used them for a while, you're either going to want to replace them or just do what I said, use a dry one to wipe off. But I use a Glean cloth for every aspect of my cleaning, from dusting to washing countertops and sinks and stoves. I use it for everything.
Leather?
So, what's that?
Leather?
Leather, absolutely, yes. You can, it's a soft cloth, and you can use it on anything. It won't scratch anything, and the wonderful part about it is that it is reusable. And honestly, I've been using mine for, some of them are 3 years old.
What's it made out of?
I don't really know. It's a recycled material, but if you would like to investigate them a little bit more, you can go on the Glean website. And I have I have a promo code for all of you. If you'd like to go on the website and use the promo code, you can do that. So you're free to come up and look at these afterward.
Are you saying Glean? G-L?
Glean.
Oh, G-L.
G-L-E-E-N, yes.
What about the microfiber cloths?
I don't use them. I don't see anything wrong with them. I know people who do, but I will say this, one of the reasons I don't use them is because they irritate my hands. My hands get very rough from cleaning every day, and if I use a chemical cleaner, my hands start to split and crack. This is the most gentle way I've ever found to clean with the things that I use. And a Glean cloth doesn't stick to your hands the way some of the microfiber cloths do. I don't know if any of you have experienced that. They feel terrible on your fingers, but a Glean cloth is very smooth. Although, when you use it to clean with, I don't know how it works. It's fabulous. A question? Okay.
Would you use the Glean cloth as in water in the bathrooms, cleaning the sinks and
Everything.
bathtubs, and in the kitchen, and you can do your dry cleaning, dusting, and
When I dust,
and on a computer, you can use
Yep.
this.
yep. When I dust with them, I do use a damp Glean cloth. It will not hurt any wood surfaces. It dries very fast. So when you dust with a Glean cloth, you want to make sure it's damp.
And have a wax in your car and clean. Before you wax, take a water.
Like a chamois, yes.
Could you repeat the question because we can't hear it?
Oh, okay. She asked me if you can use the Glean cloth to clean in the bathroom
Yes.
fixtures and tubs. Yes, of course. And when you're dusting with a Glean cloth, you want to make sure that it's damp, so it picks up the dirt. But it dries very quickly. So no matter what furniture you're using it on, it's
And how
really
if you
fine.
have water spots on your car windows in that paint job?
Yes, yes. So if you get your car washed and there's hard water stains on your car from getting the car washed, you just wipe it down with a Glean cloth after you wash it. It should be much shinier than if you just let it sit out in the sun.
And can you use it on TV screens?
Absolutely.
And computer screens?
Yes.
Can you use it wet or dry?
Damp.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, Taylor.
In response to just the general musicality of all these actual physical clean things like the Glean cloth, you want to use things that are made from recycled materials. That's pretty much the biggest thing. You want to use things that you can reuse, you can wash and reuse them. Like she uses Swiffer dusters, but she's recently made her own, which is a huge thing because you use up a Swiffer duster and then you throw it out. You don't think about it. But when you make your own, you're throwing it in the wash, it does the same exact job, and you reuse it for 100 times.
And it's way cheaper.
It's way cheaper. Exactly.
I mean, I was going through, if I was cleaning 2 houses a day, I was going through 4 or 5 of these every day. And I just started thinking, I can't keep doing this. First of all, it's not sustainable. And it's expensive. So why even bother using them? So I decided to go online and find out if anybody made their own. And I did. And I have a handout for all of you here on how to make your own Swiffer dusters. And they work wonderful, as long as you make them the way they say it, because I made a couple that fall off my handle a lot, and they're just a pain. But this is a pretty good one. But you can make this from so many different things. I made it from polar fleece. You can make it from old t-shirts. The next thing I'm going to try is making it with a Glean cloth.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure my brother would be very happy about that. Thank you. The next thing I'm going to talk about is, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just have a question before laundry detergent, and
Yes.
make it with a bar of Castile soap and borax and super washing soda.
Yes,
And I just was questioning whether the borax and super washing soda are considered natural.
I believe they are. Dr. Milks, do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the washing soda is just sodium biphosphate, I think. So it's just, it's mined. So it's not recyclable, but it is a natural product.
Right, and it's
And
not really irritating.
And the borax is also mined, yeah, so it's, those are much better than using detergent.
Then, yes, and I did that. I did make my own laundry detergent for quite a while. And the only reason I'm not now is because of time.
Yeah, it's a little time
Purposes.
consuming.
But it does work fantastic. And then using the vinegar as your laundry softener works wonderful. It brightens your laundry, it takes odors out, and it helps clean it as well. So if you're not getting something clean from the detergent that you made, you're going to help it get it even cleaner with the vinegar. My sister and I purchased this book about 2 years ago. It's a very informative book all about green cleaning your home. And a lot of the tips that I have now came from this book. I tried making my own furniture polish. It wasn't that great. But she's got so many tips in here, and it's very easy. And the handout that I have to make the Swiffers, there's a source, I have a source page on the back, and this book is highlighted on the back, so you can take one with you. So we are at To the Body. I use aspirin as a facial scrub. So aspirin is anti-inflammatory. We know that. We take it for pain. When you scrub it on your face, it is also anti-inflammatory and helps reduce redness and releases salicylic acid, which works as an anti-aging property. So if you go on the internet and look up aspirin scrub for your face, they're going to tell you to crush up a few aspirin in your hand and then scrub it on your face. Well, I just got really tired of doing that because I don't have time for that in the morning. So I decided to make my own scrub, and I just put the aspirin in my little coffee grinder, grind it up really fine, and you can use the aspirin alone, or you can mix a few drops of lavender with your aspirin, which really serves more as an aromatherapeutic property. But one other fun thing that I do with it is put very finely ground coffee in with the aspirin. And coffee is also anti-inflammatory, and it helps reduce redness as well. So if you go on and learn about using coffee on your body, there's all kinds of articles that you can find about that. But it'll also give you a little kick because you'll smell the coffee when you're in the shower, and that's always nice. So, Taylor wants me to say, when you're buying coffee, you really, really want to concentrate on buying organic, fair traded, but also shade-grown coffee, because that is truly the only sustainable way that coffee is grown. You can buy coffee that's fair traded, but it's not necessarily sustainably grown. The shade-grown coffee is grown exactly in its natural habitat. Is that correct?
Yes. So basically, what we've got right now is that we're implementing an idea of how American cultures of crops are supposed to be grown, because America and the surrounding countries that we influence are influencing how the subtropical countries are growing their native crops. So we pay people like in Costa Rica to grow basically what's going on as a monoculture of coffee. It's the third most traded and bought commodity in the world, next to oil and gas. So while everyone wants coffee, so we clear out the rainforest, we grow tons of it, and we pay people a minuscule amount to pick it and sell it to us, and sometimes we don't even buy it all. a problem because people are left with all this coffee that wasn't sustainably grown, has pesticides on it, and no one is happy except the people that think they're drinking good coffee. So the biggest way that we can all affect that is by using our public opinion. When we go to the grocery store, we say, hey, I think that the person that made my coffee should have a fair wage to feed their family, and they should also not have had to sacrifice the place they live in order to give me my morning jolt in the morning. Seems logical, it's sustainable, and it's all about changing the way we think, even if it doesn't directly affect us in the short-sighted way that we do things. So thanks.
Yay.
Coconut oil is also a wonderful item to use in your home and on your body and to eat. So there's all kinds of information out there about coconut oil. I like to mix it with a little essential oil and use it as a body moisturizer. But you can see there's so many incredible uses for it. And one of them is even a shoe cleaner. So experiment with it. It's fun. It is kind of expensive, but buy organic, pure coconut oil if you're going to buy it. So your finished product, when you make your cleaning kit, like I do, will look something like that. Try to use recycled bottles and containers as much as possible. So, I don't think I talked about this, but I use baking soda on the carpets as well. So, I just put this in my cleaning kit, and I use it for everything, the sinks and the tubs and the toilet. But you can also shake it on the carpet, because what do we all do in our refrigerators? We put a box of baking soda in there because it soaks up odors. You shake it on your carpet and let it stand for 10, 20 minutes while you're doing something else. Go back and vacuum it all up, and it will freshen your carpet. It won't hurt your vacuum. I do put essential oil in mine. This one is lavender. And that, of course, will help freshen the room if you're not irritated by it. And this is just a recycled mason jar with a daisy top. And I brought daisy tops for any of you that would like to take one. And this container I had, so I just whipped coconut oil and a little essential oil and put it in this container. But it sat in my hot car all day, so I think it's liquid right now. You really don't want it to get hot, because then it's going to be, you'll have it all over you. One thing that you can do with essential oils is make a body spray or a room spray. It's interchangeable. So just some water up to here in a glass bottle, and I would start with 5 drops of essential oil that you like. If it's, this one's lavender, it smells very nice. But you can use it as a body freshener as well as a room freshener. And it's not irritant like a perfume would be. It is a natural essential oil from the actual plant. So if you aren't irritated by flowers and scents, it is a very refreshing thing to use.
Where do you buy your essential oil?
Different places. I'm always looking for a deal.
Is it like at Michael's and do they have?
No, don't buy them there. You can go online. I buy a lot of my essential oils online, but Wegmans also has them too. But if you're going to put anything on your skin, I would always suggest that you buy the therapeutic essential oils. The other essential oils that are not therapeutic grade, they aren't necessarily pure essential oil. There's going to be some other maybe additives or things that you don't really want on your body.
Therapeutic is right from the source.
Yes.
It's lavender, it's all lavender.
Right. Right. And you want to be careful when you're buying essential oils, because some oils will say oil blend. You don't want that because it's blended with a different agent than you actually want. You just want the pure therapeutic grade right from the plant that you want it from.
Does it say therapeutic grade?
Yes.
on the bottle?
Yes. me see. Okay, yeah. I'll pass this around. This is orange, and if you can read it without glasses, which I have a hard time, but it does say 100% therapeutic grade. But, and you can open it, just don't, please don't get it on your skin. It can burn your skin. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is there any special way that you mix the oil with the baking powder or soda?
Yes, there is.
Can you repeat the question?
Is there any special way to mix the essential oil with the baking soda? I'm so glad you asked that
Can you say
question.
it's a good question?
It's, yes. And I meant to talk about that, but I had to experiment with this a little bit as well. So you put your baking soda in about halfway up the jar, and you add your essential oil to it. So I would put 10 to 20 drops of essential oil in this halfway through. And then you just use a flat butter knife and mix it all around. And then fill it to the top, put your essential oil in, and mix it again. And then with the mason jar, you usually have a flat lid. If you want to just keep this from soaking up odors that you don't want, I go through mine so fast I don't put a lid on it. But you can use the flat lid and then put the daisy top on top so that it doesn't spill and it doesn't take up odors that you're not interested in.
Are all of these tips in your book?
In this book
Yeah,
that I brought with me,
yeah.
I don't know about that. Like this, she talks about using it for carpets, but not necessarily the way I developed it. And I developed it this way because it was easier for me to clean a house. So she might not talk about putting things in these carriers the way I do. The cleaning tools, Kathy. Am I
I
up
just
to
thought maybe she asked a great question.
Oh, you want to give her the door?
Yes.
That's why she said it.
By the way, I forgot to mention that the first door prize I gave out was from Gudrun, who's going to be our last speaker of the evening. I want to give her credit for that.
Thank you. Very much.
Did Daisy Jones have something that you made?
No, I ordered them from Amazon.
What are they?
They're
A daisy
flower pattern that's cut out of a metal top.
Here, let's pass this around, Jen. You'll see. It looks kind of like a daisy.
It's like the salt, when you turn your salt pan. It's, the slide. It's,
As far as tools go to clean your home, we all have tools that we like, maybe hate, I don't know. The ones that I have found that are the easiest and work the very best are, and I'm not marketing at all. There's different companies that make these same tools. The upright vacuum that I use has a hose attachment, but it's also bagless. A bagless, and I was always against a bagless vacuum, but they've come such a long way. You don't have to buy vacuum cleaner bags. And you can be innovative about getting rid of the dirt in that vacuum cleaner. But the nice thing about it is, and this will probably void the warranty if anything ever goes wrong with my vacuum, I take it completely apart, because there's no motor in here or anything, and I wash it in the sink. So you're not getting things from a bagged vacuum cleaner in your air that you're breathing. It's going into here, and then it's getting washed out. So, and then one of the new things that I use now is a steamer. And these have been around for quite a while now, but the first one that we tried was horrible. It was so heavy, and it got way too hot for some floors, and it was just the most cumbersome thing I ever worked with, and it took so much time. And just a couple weeks ago, I was at a customer's house, and she said, "Can you steam my floor?" And I said, okay. I wasn't happy about it, but she handed me her steamer, and she had a Hahn. There's many different makes of these steamers now. And I totally fell in love with the thing, and I went out and bought one that night. It just holds a little bit of water. It has one steam setting, so you can use it on any hard floor that is sealed. Kathy, I used it on your wood floor yesterday, and it was fine, but not really, you don't really want to use it on like a painted floor unless it's it has some kind of urethane coating. And it works incredible. And I've tried so many different tools for cleaning hard floors, and the one that I used for the longest time was just a damp mop. But you're not going to get the floor clean like you would with one of these steamers, and they're just extremely lightweight and easy to use.
Could you talk about what to do with wood that's not sealed?
That's tough.
Or if the seal has worn down.
Yeah.
Well, the floor that she just did in my house is not sealed. It's
No.
just natural wood with,
Linseed oil.
Linseed oil and turpentine rubbed in the beginning. And that was all.
And I did use the steamer on Kathy's floor yesterday.
Yeah, I think this.
And it came out really nice. But you need to be careful. You need to test a part of that floor before you're going to run a steamer over it. And Kathy's floor is very smooth. This isn't going to even run over a floor that's rough.
And is the pad, is that washable?
Yeah. So you just pull it off. And I just ordered a bunch of these. And I think there were 6 of them for $14. And I just throw them in the washer and dry them every night.
That make is a Hahn that you said?
This one is from Shark, but my customer's was a Hahn. It was very nice.
Do you use plain water or you mix some?
Plain water. If you have a tile floor that's got very dirty grout, I would use maybe something like the Citrusol
You can mix it.
mixed up with water, or vinegar and water in a spray bottle. You spray it on the floor and then go over it with the
You
steamer.
have used it on a wood floor or not?
What's that?
You have used that on a wood floor?
Yes.
Because I have.
You can use it on a wood floor.
And then mix it with the vinegar version. Okay.
Vinegar works very well on wood floors, sealed wood floors. So if you wanted an even cleaner floor, you could spray the vinegar and water solution and then go over it with the steamer.
How about a floor is not finished, but you use mercury oil?
I don't know the answer to that question.
No. In the beginning, it works great and it looks beautiful, but then in a couple of weeks, it all starts to turn gray.
Oh,
The same thing with the vinegar. The vinegar, dries. Our cleaning lady said, "Oh no, light vinegar and water it'll make it shine and smell good."
on an unsealed floor?
And it makes them
Oh, yeah, I
gray
know.
too. So
Well, like we were talking about earlier, is that vinegar
this
does
is better.
break down
Anything natural.
dirt and acids, so it's going to probably be caustic to that floor surface.
Excuse me, you said either add vinegar and water and then clean the floor maybe with the steamer, and after that, plain water?
You don't need anything after that.
Nothing.
No. We talked about the homemade dusters. We talked about the clean cloths. And then you can see that is actually a roll of paper towels. So if you have a cloth that you use to clean with, you don't need paper towels. So what is your home? Our home begins with our mind, which affects our body, which is the habitat for our soul. We live in a physical home within an even larger home, our earth. Everything we allow ourselves to think about and in turn act on affects our home and our earth. What environmentally friendly decisions and sustainable practices can we make to improve the state of our homes? So that's something that I think about every day with the little things that I do and when I'm cleaning. I'm trying to keep that mindset of sustainability And Taylor actually wrote this last night. Any system, what is sustainability? Any system that addresses all three areas of the triple bottom line: economic, social, and environmental sustainability. Is there any other questions?